welcome to another Wraggys video. Not a beer review, not drinking a beer at the moment. It's to do with obviously mental health issues, and these things that none of us, a lot of people never go through. Fair play if you don't, but some of us do, and quite a lot of us do, to be fair. It was the death of my grandma, and at the same time, the death of my dog. My dad died not shortly after, and issues with the neighbours across the road, belting footballs against cars, absolute, swines. Um, and it was at that point that I was going to bed at 2 in the morning. I wasn't drinking, by the way, then. Didn't drink. Drank 3 times in a year. Hey? Went to bed at 2 in the morning, struggling to sleep, getting up at 6:30, 6:30, going to work and doing a full shift at work, grafting, not messing about. And I had a list of stuff that was going off that I couldn't explain. And went to the doctor, says, look, I've got all these things wrong. What's going off? Why, And he says to me, you're suffering from severe stress, anxiety, and depression. I'd never heard of this. It's like, what? No, is that all? And is that all? And it's a thing where since then it's plagued me. When I was at the Arboretum working with the two girls I worked with at the time, there was 3 of us there, and we were a good team together. Sadly, one of them left, and the other one, well, yeah, kind of, people betray you, don't they? They do the dirty on you, even though they know you're a good person. But in any case, that's not really the issue. But I took tablets for stress and depression that the doctors subscribe. Subscribe? Is that the word? It was citalopram I took. And what they did, they made me chilled out. Yeah, they did make me chilled out. However, I shrank. I was like a shell. I was hiding away from everybody. Only when I had a drink did I come out of that shell, trust me. And I didn't really drink then either. I shrunk back away from people. Still worked really hard, but the tablets were not good. They were too inhibitive. On them for quite a while. I did get to this time where I was quite chilled. They did work. Don't get me wrong, they did work. I was quite chilled. So then I came off them, and we'll go forward a few years. And I don't think that whenever you get anxiety, stress, or depression, that it ever leaves you. It's like a spectre hanging over you. That negativity, it affects you. And people do obviously all sorts of things to get out of it. The worst being suicide. Trust me, it happens. Drinking too much, guilty of that. Drugs and whatever else. I'll move forward to 2015 and my mum, and she got ovarian cancer, a rare form of cancer, and she wasn't the best mum. No. But she was dealt a cruel hand. She was a product of her environment, and she replicated what happened to her. And that was, it it damaged her, and I don't think she ever recovered from that. I think that plagued her for the rest of her life. Um, how you're treated by your peers can have such an effect. On some people, no effect, but on a lot of people, they carry that, and hence why people who abuse become the abuser, either physically, domestic, or you know, the worst ones. But in any case, yeah, she had cancer, and I always thought she'd beat it. I always thought she was too strong for that, and she went to she had it. It went into remission. She got rid of it. Breathed a sigh of relief, tell you, and then it came back, and that was really tough. It's tough. It's tough seeing anybody go downhill. And with my grandma, she died quite suddenly. She was well. She'd had issues with her neighbours, and the raggy, the side of raggy that wants to kick the shit out of them. I wish I'd have gone round and sorted them. You know, there's a side of me that I don't want to show anybody, but there's a side of me where when the red button is pushed, and I mean pushed, where you know dealing with that sort of people would not be an issue. And I think that she had blood pressure. I think the neighbours, it was because of the bad neighbours that, and it still affects me because we'd only been around on the Friday, on the Monday, I think it was the Monday that she was in hospital and she passed. And obviously that that stress, and because of these neighbours, bang, bang, bang on that, she lived in a maisonette on the ceiling, and my dad, he died. I think it was a stroke or heart attack or something. Didn't really speak to him from the age of 10. So 30 odd years, didn't really know my dad. And it's sad really, isn't it, that any father doesn't know their children. It's sad. There's a lot of women out there, a lot of parents who don't let the other parents see their children. You don't know the damage you're doing to your child. That resentment. Yes, you've won the battle, but the war's coming back to you, and it's going to be painful. Trust me. You will regret every bad decision you ever made. Bad decisions do come back to everyone. Bad people do get their karma. You don't get away with it forever. And yeah, then my mum, and we lost Max as well, the dog. And I tell you what, there's nothing in the world more awful than seeing a pet die. And he was deteriorating rapidly. He was stinking. And the day we took him to the vet, I took him in the van in the works van. I had the van. Took him to the vets. And he was wagging his tail, and it's like shit, you know. And I wasn't even brave enough to hold him. And little things. They really, And even now, bloody hell, 14, 15 years on, if not longer. Was it 18 years? Yeah, because we've been here about 18 years. So it was about 18 years, a long while before we had another dog. We've got Charlie now, and sadly, he's like 16 now this year, and you can tell he's on the downward spiral. And although he's such a lovely dog. And then obviously my mum, and it was tough. It's heartbreakingly tough to see anybody go downhill. She went to Haywood House in Nottingham. It's a place. It's basically a last stop. She was in there, and she was talking about, and you could tell the people around her, the faces, you could tell they were at death's door. And she was talking about them, all these ladies, or they're really ill and that. And then on the Sunday, she'd perked up, she'd perked up. The doctor turned around to her and says, "You're going to die." And I looked at the doctor and I thought, what a twat. I wanted to chin him. I did. On the Sunday, we were supposed to be taking her out for a meal. She was asleep. Went down, she was asleep the whole day. And I think in her own way, she made some inner peace. And do we know what's in the beyond? No, we don't. Do you know, if ever they came out with anything like a Harry Potter sort of thing where you could talk to people, could you imagine the amount of mental health issues that would maybe go away? To know that someone's passed over and they're happy and all that. Pray to God that's not no bad news. I just need to look at this. Yeah, I was at that time. I was at Sainsbury's. I was enjoying. I was working on the BWS department, brilliant department. Working on booze departments. Flipping at the amount of cheap beer I used to get was outstanding, and such great people at Sainsbury's. I really loved the staff who worked with us. Didn't like managers. Most of them so far up their own backsides. But there are some good managers as well. They weren't all bad. And good managers, they're well worth their weight in gold. It's not nice being a manager because you have to make decisions, and it's tough at times. Even if you don't want to be an arse, you sometimes have to be an arse if someone's worthy of it. And left there, went to. I couldn't hack it anymore. I need to get back into gardening. And went to Streetwise, worked at Rushcliffe. Had a good time there. Could tell it was going downhill. Wasn't happy. Came away from there. Went to work on Nottingham's Park Estate. There's obviously, it's all mental health, but there's a reason why I'm telling you this as well. Went for the interview. Oh, it sounded amazing. Best job ever. Ticked every box. And I am a person who wants the boxes ticking. Got there. Jesus Christ. First day, I'm thinking, oh no, I think I've made a mistake. Then we had the rats. Rats got under the house and into the house. I couldn't even walk down the stairs. I was petrified in my own house. Because obviously, as a man, you're classed as a protector. I protect my family, my dog, my house. It's like you've got a force inside your house that I can't. And I'm morbidly fearful of rats and mice. It got me to the brink. And then the issues with work, with probably the worst bully that I've ever come across in my life. I feel sorry for him in some ways because I don't think he knows he's as bad as he is. And that's sad that you can't look at yourself and you think, Jesus Christ, I'm an arsehole. No one's perfect. I'm certainly not perfect. Never have been, never will be. Got plenty of issues. Sometimes I'm too much of a loner. Sometimes I hide out of the way rather than talk about mental health. Suffering at the moment. you will have noticed, those who watch my beer reviews will have noticed, certainly a downward spiral since about the middle of last year. Got a bit of bollocking for overdoing the old lives, and then there was a bit of a downward spiral. But anyway, yeah, while I was at that workplace, every day seemed like a week. That's no exaggeration. I was in a war zone. They had a client who, he had our bosses who just weren't strong enough to deal with this, or couldn't, or the HR was just too weak to deal with them. And then obviously the bully, and then the bully's apprentice, because there was two of them. And if you ever watch this, either of you, you know your karma's coming. Yeah, you don't get away with it all your life without karma hitting you so hard, so damn hard. But it did in some ways, because both of them don't work there anymore. So no king of the castle anymore. But in a lot of ways, you've got a lot of demons yourself to exercise. Anyway, moving on. I came to a dark, really, really dark moment in my life. There was a review of a wine. I did the review of the wine, and after the review, I spoke, and I was dark. I was close to just ending it. I could not take life anymore. Thankfully, I didn't. Thankfully, I've got a great family. Not perfect. Great family, great wife, and a good life, really. Even though I managed to get this new job where I am now, and you know, the job is amazing. And there's obviously no job's ever absolutely perfect. There's niggles, but you know, life's good. But I still suffer with anxiety. Even today, I've still got big anxiety issues, and I need to work through them. I need to talk more, and this. So the old reason for this video is about talking, and it's about remembering, putting yourself out your body for a minute and thinking, what have you got? You've got a wife, you've got a family, and even if you haven't got a great life, you know, you've got friends. There is always a positive side to think about. Don't drink yourself into oblivion. Don't drug yourself into oblivion. God knows, do never think of doing the dark deeds. Go and seek help. Go and talk to people. Make that move. You'll thank yourself for your life, your family's life. There's always somebody who can help you. Be it a total bloody stranger, but there's always somebody. There's always a better way. And then tonight, on the way home from work, I've had an accident on the way home from work, and can't say any more because I don't know where it's going. There's no damage to cars, persons, or anything. And it's like, Jesus Christ, don't kick me while I'm down. And even though I know I can be a unbelievably tough, but we all have limits, don't we? And you do look sometimes and you think to yourself, God, why? Is the world just, is life just being an arse for the sake of life being an arse? But, if my one word to everyone is, you're still breathing, you're still alive, you're there another day. There's other people that depend on you to be there. Go seek the help. If you're in a fairly good place, think positive thoughts. Listen to music. Music is, oh my God, music can cheer me up amazingly. That reminds me, I need to take some music with me tomorrow. But yeah, these things, little things, make such a difference in life. And that's my message. Hope I don't upset anybody too much. Life's a battle. I live a battle every day. And it's a shit battle at times, I've got to be honest. But I've got a great family. I've got a great wife. Got a lovely dog. Got a great job. And even still struggling. Eh? You know? You never know what anybody's going through. Look at Robin Williams. Eh? Eh? It's not even all about the money either. You know? It's just sometimes we're wired. Uh, Chemicals in the brain wired slightly wrongly. Who knows, eh? And yet I'm probably one of the nicest people you'll ever meet, if you ever meet me. But albeit in good situations, obviously. And that's it for this review. Cheers, everyone. And for those who are suffering with mental health issues, anxiety, stress, depression, please seek help. Please talk. Family, doctors, anyone. Never, ever think about doing a dark deed. Cheers, all.